everyone. This is your Baljimis Musaksa. So today we are gonna learn about the characteristics of living organisms. Okay, so why we are saying the characteristics of living organisms? Maybe we know that from the very first day you guys hear that if someone is breathing, we can say yeah, that is the living organism, right? But you know how we classified the organism into living organism? In scientific term, we can say we can make the difference between the living and non-living organisms on the basis of seven different characteristics. What are these? Seven different characteristics. Correct? Okay. So you can call them. The first one is basically movement. What's that? Movement. What is the movement? In simple word, you can say the change in position from one place to another place. What we call them? Movement. Correct. The second one is respiration. What is respiration? Respiration is basically a series of chemical reaction where what will happen? The nutrients molecule will break down, and as a result they will release energy, and your body can utilize that energy. So we just discussed about till now two characteristics, the movement and respiration. What is movement? The change in position. For example, I'm sitting here. If I will move my position from here and I will move to there. So this thing what we call them? Yeah, movement. Okay. So you can say that miss okay, the animals we can move, but why we're saying plants are the living organisms? How they are moving? They are not moving, but you know they just show the movement pattern. You know, some parts of the plants they will grow towards the light, so that the growing pattern of the plants towards the light or toward the gravity is a kind of movement. That's why we can say the plants are also considered the living organism, because plants also shows the movement towards the light, towards the gravity, and we are the human being. We can move because we have our own legs, alhamdulillah. So we can move. That is also the movement. The second type is respiration. You eat food. In your food, we have glucose, right? So this glucose molecule basically break down, and as a result to give us energy. That's why even I'm sitting here, I'm talking, I'm teaching to you. So that process where glucose molecule will break down to give us energy, that thing we call them as respiration. We also respire. Respiration is not about the breathing, okay? You are going to inhale and exhale. No, breathing is a separate thing and respiration is separate thing. Okay, so the third characteristics of the living organism is sensitivity. What is sensitivity? It means you are very sensitive to that specific change. You can easily detect the change. For example, right now you are sitting in a room. Suddenly, your mom or your dad, what he or she will do, they will turn off the fan or turn off the AC. Instantly or within the 5 minutes, you feel hot because you are sensitive to that temperature. You feel that, right? The same thing, the same ability plants they also have. That's why we can say the plants and animals both are the living organism. The fourth one is growth. What is growth? Growth is basically the change in size, we can say. When we, as a baby, when we born, we were very small in size, right? But day by day you can see yourself. Same thing happened with plants. The plants are also, at the starting time the plants will be very small, but with the passage of time they will increase their size. So it means we can say that plants they also shows the growth. Reproduction. What is reproduction? Just focus on the name reproduction. It means they are able to reproduce. They are able to create more organisms. They are able to produce their more babies. So that thing we call them as what? Reproduction. Plants can also reproduce, and there are two ways of reproduction: sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. The next one is excretion. Excretion means the removal of waste from your body. Okay, what is that excretion? This is the removal of waste outside from your body, what we call them excretion. Correct. Okay, and you know sometimes what happen, because of the different chemical reaction which is occurring in our body, some toxic substances or toxic materials will produce inside your body. We have to excrete them. For example, urea. Okay, inshallah, in your next chapter, I will explain how the urea will produce, and it will form in our body. So urea is a very toxic, so we should excrete it out. And in the form of urine, urea will excrete out from your body. So that thing we call them as excretion. Let's give another example of carbon dioxide. When we respire, so what happened? Glucose molecule will break down. It will give us energy. But during this process, what will happen? Carbon dioxide will produce, and this carbon dioxide is very toxic, so we have to excrete it outside. That's why whenever we are going to breathe out, so what will happen? We will release carbon dioxide. Correct? The last one is nutrition. What is nutrition? Yeah, correct. So nutrition is taking the material, or eating the diet, eating the food. Okay, so it means we need material, we need food. So as a result, we can produce energy. In simple word, we can say that these are the materials which are used in a chemical reaction to produce energy for growth and repair purpose. We can use in this energy for growing purpose, for repairing purpose, for different type of activity purpose. So we discussed about seven different characteristics. Okay, if you just forget about the name, just remember that Mrs. Gren. M R S, Mrs. Gren, Gren. Okay, so Mrs. Gren itself represent the seven different characteristics of living organism. If any of the thing that shows these seven characteristics, we can say these are the living organisms, or that must be the living organism. Okay, see, thank you so much. So today's topic is all about characteristics of the living organism. See you tomorrow in our next lesson. Bye bye, have a good day.